The annual Walk Like MADD is set to take place Saturday, September 23rd. The walk happens at Champion Forest Baptist Church in Jersey Village. Here in studio to tell us more about Mothers Against Drunk Driving and the walk is National President of MADD, Tess Rowland. Also here is Constable for Precinct 1, Alan Rosen. Thank you both for coming in and chatting with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
This is a big role you're in.
Yes.
Tell us all about it and tell us what it's like having that role here in Houston.
Well, it's very important to be here in the Houston community, but nationally, every 79 seconds, someone is hit or injured by a drunk driver. And that's the mission of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, is to prevent drunk and drug driving, support victims of this crime, and prevent underage drinking as well. And our Walk Like MADD is our largest annual event. It's when we come together as a community and take a collective step forward into that future of no more victims. It's going to be a great event happening on September 23rd with fun for the whole family. There'll be activities from local law enforcement, activities for the littles, as well as the teens, and even stuff for the furry friends as well.
You know, that's so important. That approach, that awareness, that sense of community coming together. Oftentimes people who attend these events, they might have personal stories. Maybe you don't have a personal story. Maybe you just want to be a good Samaritan. Maybe you want to be a good community member. You, Tess, you do have a personal story with drunk driving.
I do, yes. May 4th, 2021, I was working as a television news reporter, and I was headed into work, going the same way I always did, when I was hit head on. And since then, I've had 7 surgeries, and this crime is entirely preventable. It never has to happen. And that's why it takes all of us. It takes local law enforcement, it takes victims sharing their stories, and also average community members taking a stand, because again, this crime never has to happen.
Yeah, it truly does take a community. What is, talking about stats, paint the picture for us what drunk driving presents and means to our community.
Well, unfortunately, it impacts so many lives, and nobody wants to be a victim of a drunk driving incident. Texas is unfortunately in the top 5 in the nation. Harris County in particular, because we're so large, is
and densely populated.
Populated. But there's too many ways to avoid it. There's too many. Make a plan.
Right.
When you plan what you're going to put on to go out. You plan what you're going to do for the evening.
Not that there ever was an excuse, but in 2023, there's absolutely no excuse.
None. Zero.
No
That's
excuse.
correct. You've got so many Uber and Lyft and Yellow Cab and all the different ways for you to make it home, and it costs you $20, $30 as opposed to $15,000.
Absolutely.
To have to defend against that, or go to jail or prison.
Yeah.
So
you could ruin your life, someone else's life, and I'm sure the person you could have called 10 years ago, if you're still able to call them today, they would be there to pick you up or help you out if you need it. How can we prevent? I know this sounds like a silly question, but I think it's one that needs to be asked. How do we prevent impaired driving?
The way you do it is sort of the suggestions I give. And Tess and I talked earlier, there's a lot of things that are going on legislatively, such as things as touching your automobile ignition switch, and if it detects any kind of alcohol in your system, the car won't start. It's going to take all of us to get educated. It's going to take all of us to do our part to ensure that our friends and family, when we go out and we do celebrate and we do drink, that we do it responsibly by way of getting people home. So it just takes us all, legislation, education, and of course being there for your friends.
We have less than 10 seconds. Remind people where they can go.
So MADD.org, and again, I want to say too that all the money that's raised from this event stays in the Houston community, so we're able to again push for legislation and educate the community and take a stand against this 100% preventable crime.
And we of course will put all of this information inside this story on our website, clicktohouston.com. Thank you both for coming on the show this morning. We do appreciate your time, and thank you for spending part of your morning with us on KPRC 2 Plus Now.